You're good to go.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Robert Davis. I'm with the Denver Task Force to Reimagine Policing and Public Safety, and we are here today to express our strong opposition to the continuation of the flock surveillance. I want to just start by saying thank you, first of all, to our many community partners who are here today and their strong work in opposing and lifting up their voices. I kind of want to just do a quick table set here. On September the 11th, 2001, I remember exactly where I was. I just dropped my daughter off at school. She was in pre-K. And I remember sitting on my sofa for about 8 hours straight, glued to the television as I watched the buildings collapse. The significance of that is this. Right after that event, we had the Patriot Act. And we began to, in order to receive a little bit of safety, we began to give up a lot of our civil liberties. We began to allow our government to increase its surveillance on the citizens. And so today, we are saying here in Denver to our local government that enough is enough. Enough is enough. At some point, we have to stop being silent. We have to say that people have the right to privacy, people have the right to freedom, people have the right to move without their government monitoring their movements. So I want to thank our organizing partners. I am horrible with acronyms. Tell me one more time, PSL. Yeah. We want to thank our partners at the Party for Socialism and Liberation, the Colorado Immigration Rights Coalition, and of course, the American Civil Liberties Union, known as ACLU. We are here today to demand that Mayor Mike Johnson turn off the cameras. Turn off the cameras. On Thursday, we handed the mayor over 1,200 signatures demanding, 1, the cameras are turned off immediately. 2, we have a real policy in place regarding how we are surveilled and how that data is stored and shared. People need to know how how data that is collected by the city is stored and how it is shared. 3, we want to see a full audit of everyone whom Flock Incorporated has shared Denver's data with. And number 4, we also want Denver to respond to our core request to view communications regarding Flock between the Department of Safety and other Denver city officials. The automatic license plate readers are what we know about. As our national government is moving in a more and more authoritarian model, we need a mayor who protects us, not a mayor who is going to continue the current administration's policy of over-surveilling the citizens. We want our city leaders to be liberal in more than just name only. We want our leaders to stand up for their citizens, not just when they're on CNN giving lip service, but in practical day-to-day policies that are actually implemented in our cities. Here to talk about this are several speakers. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our first speaker. And I was just told how to pronounce the name, and I forgot it already. Anaya. I have a gift of butchering people's names. That is my one specialty. Anaya Robinson represents the public policy. He is the public policy director for the American Civil Liberties Union of Colorado. Please help me to welcome Anaya Robinson.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. I'm Anaya Robinson. My pronouns are he, him. I'm the public policy director at the ACLU of Colorado. From the company's very beginnings, we've been watching Flock's expansion with increasing concern. With every camera installed, with every new contract signed, a gigantic network of surveillance grows and grows, and oftentimes we, the taxpayers, foot the bill. There's still a lot we don't know about Flock. Many of its contracts are signed without public input or without any kind of third-party evaluation. We're forced to spend extensive time and energy to investigate the company's marketing tactics and uncover information and details that is not publicly provided. What we do know, however, is this. Flock's cameras record all of our movements. They can show where we work, where we go to school, if we've attended a protest, if we've sought an abortion, or if we've gone to immigration court. That is to say, they can record movements that can be exploited by bad actors at both federal and local levels. We also know that the data collected by Flock cameras feeds a massive nationwide database. Flock not only allows private owners to create their own hot lists, but also runs all plates against state police watch lists and the FBI's primary criminal database. We've also seen alarming evidence that the local and federal agents have accessed these databases to find immigrants, separate them from their families, and effectively disappear them. An investigation from 404 Media found that local and state police had done more than 4,000 lookups at the behest of the federal government or as an informal favor to federal law enforcement. Most recently, the Loveland Police Department admitted that it allowed federal agents access to the database listing ICE as a reason for the searches. This is all to say our concerns aren't imaginary. They are real and they are happening. While state law now technically prohibits this kind of information sharing, we've seen how the Trump administration has pushed its extreme anti-immigrant agenda without regard to rule of law. We've seen how ICE agents have targeted people just because of their skin color and the language they speak. We've seen how local police coordinate with federal agents to detain an innocent college student. We've even seen how our own governor tried to share the personal information of sponsors of unaccompanied minors with ICE. That is to say, we cannot wait until it's too late, and it is already too late. It's time for the city of Denver to protect our privacies and halt this kind of Orwellian surveillance. It's time to turn off the Flock cameras for good. Thank you.
We have two champions on our city council that I am so glad are standing up and speaking up for the rights of the citizens of Denver. And I'm going to introduce both of them. They have to be inside in just a few minutes. I'm going to introduce both of them at the same time. Please help me in welcoming Councilwoman Serena Gonzalez Gutierrez, Denver City Council at large, as well as Councilwoman Sarah Parody, as well, Denver City Council member at large. Please welcome the two of them.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Serena Gonzalez Gutierrez, and I'm one of your Denver City Council members at large representing the city of Denver. A few years ago, as a state representative, I worked alongside Senator Gonzalez to successfully pass Senate Bill 131, which does not allow the sharing of personal data from the state with ICE. And this year, the state legislature, with leadership of Senators Gonzalez and Weissman and Representatives Garcia and Velasco, passed Senate Bill 276. That strengthens these data protection and personal identifying information protections. License plates are defined under Senate Bill 131 as personal identifying information, also known as PII. And it is therefore not allowed under current state law to be shared with ICE. We have seen instances where government actors such as elected officials and law enforcement have attempted to or have violated the public's trust by allowing information to be shared contrary to our state law. While these laws restrict the collection and disclosure of immigration-related data by state and local agencies, some in our state either choose to act outside of the law or are unknowingly sharing information that can lead to the disclosure of personal identifying information. This is what we are concerned about here in the city of Denver. This is why we need to be vigilant about what data is being shared and accessed outside of Denver, which includes other cities, counties in and outside of our state. And of course, most importantly, that we are not sharing information with ICE, knowingly or unknowingly. The flock system that captures photos of license plates across our city is a threat to immigrant communities because the location data can get into the hands of ICE to track any residents, including our immigrant community members. This is another way that information can be shared as we continue to witness and hear story after story of data being accessed by unauthorized agencies. We can't protect against that right now. We don't have the guardrails. Our immigrant communities are under threat while Flock is still being used across Colorado. Our city and our state must resist collaborating with ICE under the guise of public safety. We cannot be doing ICE's dirty work here at the local level. We are hearing from our community right now to turn Flock off, now and today. So I'm asking, and I call upon our city and our state of Colorado to choose to defend immigrants and to stop collaborating with ICE, whether you are like Governor Polis, knowingly and willingly collaborating, or such as with the Flock cameras right here in the city and county of Denver, unknowingly providing information. Thank you. I will invite my colleague up, Councilwoman Parody.
I'm going to keep it simple. By the very nature of how this technology works, and due to the interests of the shadowy corporation that profits from it, which are not aligned with our interests as a city, this is not a technology that we can trust. It is leaky at every possible layer. There are literally thousands of points at which some individual that Denver has no control over can make a decision that puts Denverites in danger because we have these cameras in our city. We do need to make a policy as a city government about whether and how we should ever use mass surveillance technology, if ever. And we need to make sure that council, your elected legislative branch, has oversight over any such technology before it's adopted, regardless of how much we're paying for it. And while we're having those conversations, these cameras need to be turned off. I want to be very clear. At the point at which images of your movements around your home city are being tracked and exist on a gigantic database, never mind at the point at which those are being used to power AI algorithms owned by secretive militaristic corporations, you are not living in a free society. And that's not just about the rights of the most vulnerable. It starts there, but it is about the wave of political repression that is coming for any of us who dissent from what is going on in our country, period. We know that our federal government is essentially no longer practicing democracy, following the rule of law, or respecting the Constitution, and that's terrifying. So what do we have left? We have us. We have local government. We have the people of our city. I will take every chance with my contractual votes, with my legislative abilities, to keep Denverites both safe and free, but I need the executive branch and the safety agencies in this city to show us that they share that commitment. Thank you.
At this time, we're so glad to have representing the executive director of Colorado Immigrant Rights Coalition, Gladys Ibarra.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gladys Ibarra, she, her, ella. I'm here today as an immigrant, as an advocate, and as a proud member of a community that deserves safety, but real safety, not surveillance. I want to be very clear that Flock cameras are not about protecting us. They're about watching us, tracking us, and feeding information to systems that have already harmed our communities for decades. That's right. Flock cameras can scan license plates, store data, and they're feeding it to enforcement and federal agencies, sometimes even private companies. This is not about stopping crime. It's about creating a network of surveillance that criminalizes people based on where they live, what they drive, and too often what they look like. For immigrant communities like my own, this is not an abstract fear. It's a real lived threat. In the early 2000s, our community was being pulled over for basic traffic stops and then quickly ended up in deportation proceedings. We went to elected officials and they told us there was no way that this could be happening. We knew that was the truth. We are in the community ourselves. So what we did was work really hard to pass legislation that made driver's license accessible to anyone regardless of their immigration status. Because we heard from community that this was the gap that was leading to our people being criminalized, to our people being deported, and our families being separated. Then we heard that people were being detained by immigration after accessing or attempting to access a driver's license. Again, we were gaslit into thinking that this could not possibly be true. But again, we know better, right? We believed our community, so in 2021, we filed a CORA request that showed direct communication between DMV employees and ICE officials. Earlier this year, we were told that there was no way that Immigration and Customs Enforcement had access to FLOC data. Stop with the gaslighting. When people are being targeted, we need to believe them. These cameras become pipelines into the deportation machine. One camera scan can lead to a traffic stop. That traffic stop can lead to ICE custody, family separation, deportation, and detention. We have seen criminalization of people seeking abortion care come from these cameras. We are told that if you have nothing to hide, we have nothing to fear. But again, we know better. We have everything to fear when the people being watched are disproportionately Black, brown, immigrants, and poor. When the assumption behind surveillance is not safety but suspicion. FLOC says that the cameras are neutral, but this technology is not a neutral system, on a system that was built on racism and xenophobia. These cameras are being placed in our neighborhoods, where our people live, where our children go to school, and where we work to build our lives with dignity. They're being used by agencies that have, again, historically targeted us, not protected us. What we need right now are investments in our communities, not in cameras. We need affordable housing, not more surveillance. We need health care, not data collection. And we need trust, not fear. And that goes to every elected official in our state, especially those who sign our bills, especially those who tell us to our face that they care about immigrant communities, go behind our back and try to share data that will criminalize our people, separate our families. So today we call on you, Mayor Johnston. We say, FLOC off. Say no to surveillance, yes to real safety, the kind that uplifts, not oppresses. Thank you.
Thank you. Today we're going to end the presentations before we open the question and answers with our last presenter organizing with the Denver branch of the Party for Socialism and Liberation. The Party for Socialism and Liberation. I'm going to get these acronyms. Once I learn to pronounce people's names and remember what acronyms are, now I'll have everything down pat. All right, I want to welcome at this time Katie Leonard.
All right, y'all, I am an organizer, so we're going to turn this up a little bit. Turn FLOC off! Turn FLOC off! Turn FLOC off! Turn FLOC off! Y'all, this is very, very simple. FLOC technology poses serious threats to the privacy